I didn't really have anybody to contact, and that's even scarier. So I'm sitting up here asking the girls, I'm like, y'all, like, what's in that? And it was like, nothing that, like, you can't handle. And I was just like, pause. Brian looks good every day. Let's not even go there. But I'm still ratchet royalty, okay? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to all you beautiful people out there in the world, and welcome back to the Royal Gang. Y'all, I am back with a story time, and back with a story time. I ain't had a story time in a minute, and I ain't done a story time for y'all in a minute, and I was like, it's Pride season. Pride just ended over here in LA, like all the fucking prides, y'all. It was like 7 fucking prides. 7 fucking prides. Ridiculous. But Pride season, quote unquote, technically just ended because, you know, we Pride forever yet. But it just ended here in LA, Los Angeles. And I was like, let me put this out because, one, I never told this story. Plus, I was like, it's a good story time. But also, well, it's not the best. But also, their Pride still happening all over the world. Okay? All over the world, all over the country. So hopefully this can prevent a younger gay out there or queer individual from doing the things that I did within this story time. So this story time could be potentially, you know, triggering to some people. So viewer discretion is advised. I'm gonna get right into it, y'all, because I'm motherfucking tired. I need to take a nap. But y'all, this was Pride 2018, and Pride 20. Oh, look, it's a Pride thing I have here. But this was Pride 2018, and at the time, all my friends were busy. Like, all my friends were busy. Nobody wanted to go to Pride with me, and I was living with one of my roommates, and she was working, so she didn't go with me either. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go by myself. I don't need nobody. And that's just the natural Gemini way. Like, as y'all saw, I went on a whole cruise by myself. Go peep that second to last video now. It was 2 videos ago. But yeah, I do things by myself. Like, I don't need anybody else. It's just funner when people are around, of course. Well, not funner, but it's just like fun when other people are around. But yeah, so I was like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna go by myself, whatever. This was essentially my first Los Angeles Pride by myself. The first one I went to was in 2017, and that was with my best friend. But Pride 2018, I went by myself because I was like, why not? I should go by myself. Like, why the fuck not? So I went, got cute, real cute, and I was just walking around, living my best life, and then I met these 2 girls. Didn't know them at all, okay? Just met. So I met them, we were talking, they was hyping me up. It was, I like your fit, you're a vibe, like da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. So I had been drinking. I remember that point. I've been drinking a little bit because I went to one of the bars. And I was in West Hollywood here. And, you know, I'm just like, I'm lit. Like, I was a little tipsy. It was a cool vibe. It was a cool vibe. Mind y'all, I'm not a smoker. Okay, I'm not a smoker. But I have smoked before. And this was different. Okay, this was very different. My body reacted differently to this. So I was smoking with the girls. They offered me to hit whatever they were smoking. They was just out in the little cut somewhere near one of the bars, and they offered me one of their like blunts. And they was like, "You want to smoke with us?" And I was like, "Sure. Like, why not? I'm here by myself. I'm talking to y'all. We cool. It's Pride. Get lit. I get it. Let's have fun." And I was already lit, so I was like, "Yeah, give me." I was like, "Period." And I was just like, "Oh." And I usually, like, now when people offer me weed, I ask them, "What is it?" Like, you should already do that. Yes, everyone, moving forward. This is a discretion for everyone, like a disclosure, all that. But ask what you're smoking before you just take it, okay? Like, 21-year-old Ryan did not realize that because he was so trusting of individuals. But sometimes you gotta ask, especially from strangers, obviously. Duh, common sense. But yeah, the times I had smoked was in college with one of my, like, with friends, and it was like neutral, and it wasn't like, oh, and I never really got high. But otherwise I would take an edible or I'd be chilling. Like, this is the first time I'm actually smoking from somebody I don't know, from like Adam or Eve, like, for real. But anyway, back to the story. So I took the little couple hits, talking to them, sitting there, And then they're like, oh, so you want to come into like the Abbey with us? And I was like, sure. Never been to the Abbey, heard about it, seen it on shows. Not the biggest fan, but it is what it is. I like the chapel when they have classic on Thursday nights for blacks, but it's like we only have one side, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Okay, but nevertheless, I felt weird. I felt really weird, and I was like, wait a second, I don't feel right. Like, I don't feel right. And again, I'm not a smoker, but y'all, this really felt different. Typically, if you know me, although I'm not a heavy smoker, when I smoke, I get really relaxed. No matter what I smoke, for the most part. Unless I'm out and about, like, then I'm like, hey, especially if I'm a crossfade. If I'm crossfaded, I'm at like a good vibe, potential turn up mood. Like I could be like but I'm like just vibing, you know, like I'm feeling the smoothness. But typically if I'm just smoking, Ryan gonna go to sleep. Okay, Ryan's gonna go to sleep. Ryan gonna get slumped. You gonna see me somewhere. What's that? Yeah, like that's literally me. Like I just be high as a bitch. So when I'm high, it's like sweetie. And you know, y'all, LA weed, when they talk about LA weed is different. Okay, like California weed, being that it's legal here, whole different ball game. Okay, like I didn't start doing it until I came out here anyway. But the thing is, I just felt weird and I felt different. I was like, I've never felt this before and I've smoked before. Like, this is not new to my body. So, like, it's not like it's like a virgin body for the first time. Like, 'cause you know, when people first smoke for the first time, it's like they get a little paranoid and everything. But no, me, I got paranoid, but it was because this just didn't feel right. So I don't know what was in that or what else they had, but I was like, sweetie, what the fuck? So I still to this day don't know what the fuck it was, but I'm gonna keep telling this story. So, I felt really weird and I didn't know how to respond, and I didn't really have anybody to contact, and that's even scarier. So I'm sitting up here asking the girls, I'm like, y'all, like, what's in that? And it was like, nothing that, like, you can't handle. And I was just like, nothing I can't handle. I was like, is it weed? And it was like, But it was just like one of those, like, kind of like, yeah, nah, and some other stuff. Like, you know, somebody like that. And I was just like, what the fuck? But to this day, I never got the answer to what the fuck was really in that shit. And that still scares the fuck out of me. But nevertheless, y'all, I was like, oh, okay. But, like, I was just like, y'all, can y'all, like, call, like, somebody, like, I think I had my phone. I had a fanny pack because I used to wear fanny packs a lot back in the day. I had a fanny pack and I had my phone in there. So I was like, can y'all, like, call, like 911 or something? But then I was, at that time, child, that's all I could think of. I was like, y'all call like somebody, like I just don't feel right. And I just remember falling to the ground, but not like a faint. It was more like on my side, like on my back. You know when somebody slides down a wall on their back? That's how I was. Like I went against the wall, I was leaning, and I just slid down on the ground. I was just like, yo, I don't feel good. I was like, And they was like, we'll sit out here until like, you know, one of your friends come or something. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna call somebody. I'll try to figure something out. And then like with me, I'm so used to pulling it together, because that's always how I've been when I'm like intoxicated to any degree. So I gotta pull it together. I have to like at least act like I'm sober, or like, you know, so I can function, because ain't nobody about to rape me, ain't nobody about to do nothing. Like I'm just like, look, I'm not that bitch. I'm still cognizant of what is going on for the most part, but I'm really like fucked up low key. So not even low key, high key. So I'm like, okay, let me walk over to, if y'all know West Hollywood, I walk over from the Abbey over to the Pavilions, which is literally straight across the street. So I walk over across the street, everybody's over there. Mind you, it's Pride, so everybody's just all over the place. Like, look at all these chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
Literally, it was bitches everywhere. Like, I was just like, oh my fucking gosh. So I had to walk across to Pavilion. And then I sat over by Pavilion, and I was just like trying to figure out who I could call. At the time, I had nobody. Like, all my friends were either busy or not here or whatever the fuck. And I was just like, who has a car, one, who can actually come get me, two, and then who will actually come get me? Because people were like, yeah, I do it, and then don't really show up or something. So I was like, let me get somebody who actually call me, or actually come get me. And then, I don't know what it was, but I end up, my dumb ass, I end up contacting the guy I was talking to at the time. I contacted him off of the premises that he was a good person. I trusted him for the most part, and that he would get me home safely. Okay. This is where I fucked up. So I contact him, and he's basically like, oh, where are you? Okay, all right, I'll come, like, whatever. Like, he was just like nonchalant about it, like me literally saying like I feel like I'm dying type shit. But he comes, takes a long time, but also I get there was traffic, so he finally finds me, and then he like helps me get in the car, and then he's just like, you doing all of this for attention? And I was like, and like my internal instinct was to be like, what the fuck? Like, I internally was like, what the fuck? And just shocked. But like my external was just like, I'm not. Like, I genuinely am fucked up. Like, what? He was like, you just wanted me to yeah. Like, it was real gaslighting. Like, he was basically like, yeah, you just wanted to come, like, me to come pick you up so you can like be looking how you looking and doing all this other stuff. Mind y'all, it was Pride, of course. I had my like, it was like these little, not coochie cutters, but they was short shorts, and I had like this sheer burgundy one piece on under it, you know, nipples and body was showing, and then I had a snapback. It was a cute fit. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, you just wanted to be like, you wanted me to see you and like this and da-da-da-da, like what you wearing and looking all da-da-da-da. And I was just like, no, I didn't. I genuinely need help. Like, can you please help me? Like, anyway. So then he's just going on and like, you just wanted to, like, he's really like getting into it. Like, we're going back and forth, but like more so like he's just screaming. Not even screaming, but he's just like targeting me, like, oh yeah, you just wanted this, you just want to pick you up, you doing all this for attention, why are you doing this for attention, like, for what, you don't need attention from me, like, I don't, and I'm just like, sir, can you please take me, at that point, I wanted to get off the fucking car, I was like, look, I would call an Uber for all this, like, at least I'll get silence, okay, but Ubers be weird, like, so I was like, no, let me just let him deal with what he's dealing with, because I just want to go home. So, he gets to my house, and then he's like, so let me park and I come inside. And I was like, for what? Like, he's like, so you just made me pick you up and like all of this and you're not gonna even like give me none. And I'm just like, was that what that was about? Like the whole back and forth? So you wanted to pick me up because you thought I was gonna fuck you? Sir, what? Like, I was just like, mind you, at that time we were like talking, because I don't even like the term talking, because it's so like, it's so juvenile to me. I just say dating. But anyway, I don't even feel like we were dating at the time, because we didn't really go on dates. Like, we just had meetups, not even sexual meetups. It's just we would go to places together, but it wasn't a date. It didn't feel like dating, in my opinion. But nevertheless, it was just real. I didn't like it, and I genuinely thought like he was a good person, and it just wasn't. It wasn't that. It was given very much so like, I'm doing these things because I expect things in return, and people like that you have to watch out for. So with that, I got in to my apartment. He didn't walk me there. I walked in my fucking self, but I had to find my key. That took a minute too. But then I found my key, got upstairs. I remember I got some water, and I just had to sober the fuck up. Usually I just had to lay down and like calm my ass down, calm my nerves. He pissed me off because he was really like, one thing about me, I can't handle someone completely like just targeting me. Like, whether it's verbally, whether it's like, yeah, I don't like that. It's specifically verbally though, because that should be bothering the fuck out of me. I'd be like, who the fuck are you talking to? Especially because I'm not one for conflict unless it is outside of my relationships, whether platonic or romantic. So for me, I don't like conflict with friends. When I have conflict with friends, it bothers me. And of course, I'm a very blunt person, so I'm gonna always say something head on. Same thing with romantic relationships. But ultimately, it's like I try to avoid conflict because I don't like when there's an opportunity of me potentially missing you or you leaving me or something. I think it's the abandonment issues, y'all. It's the abandonment issues. But yeah, it's like I wouldn't want to do that, so I just try to avoid conflict. But bitch, if a conflict arises, then I'm gonna handle that shit, okay? Period. But with this one, it was just like, I don't need this right now. So yeah, and I'm just like, we're not together. Why are we doing this? I'm gonna go inside, get myself together, and then you can stay out here and da-da-da-da. So long story short, this person was a photographer, and he offered to take free pictures of me because he said he liked the fact that I was a dancer and he liked my stature and everything. And this is prior to us even talking, which is crazy. But after we had broke things off, or essentially I told him like I wasn't really fully interested and I was eventually moving and doing my own thing and all the other shit, he got in his feelings. And then he's like, oh, well, if you want these pictures, I'm charging you now. And I was like, what? So we took some dope pictures, y'all. Like, to this day, I remember seeing them. He showed them to me when we were doing them. I was like, I would have loved to put those out for my fucking portfolio. But I was like, it's cool. You know, everything happens for a reason. Like, y'all gotta watch people like that, okay? Watch people like that. And I was just like, bet, bruh, bet. So I remember I saw him, and at the time, I think that's when I actually met one of my friend's friends. But at the time, I remember meeting him out, and I was like, oh, so you said I have to pay for these and do this and that. And I was like, oh, so I remember giving him $20 because he also was bugging me about the ride to my house from Pride. And I was just like, you know, at the time, $20 could cover gas. So yeah, I was just like, okay, bet. He was like, yeah, you owe me $20 for gas for picking your ass up. And I was like, okay, bet. Like, I can give you $20. I ain't got a problem with that. So, came, saw him one day. We was, like, outside of the club one day. And I literally gave him $20. I was like, there you go. Boom. And I was like, enjoy. And then he got his feelings. Like, he didn't request it. He was like, oh, you gonna give me $20 in front of everybody like I'm some broke nigga? And I'm just like, you literally requested this from me. Like, where else was I gonna give it to you? You want me to, like, slide in the alley with you and be like, here's $20? Like, that's gonna look real sus. Like, no. Like, I'm gonna give you $20. Don't nobody need to know what the fuck it's for. Like, that's between you and me. I gave you $20. You requested $20. What more do you want from me? Like, I don't understand. So, from there, like I said, I got home, my fucking apartment was destroyed because my roommate had the wildest sex that night, which is crazy. But the table was ruined, everything was everywhere. I was like, girl, we both had a night. So I got in literally at like 5 or 6 a.m. and I was just out of it. I can't even tell you what happened in the time frame of me getting back home, getting water, and then what happened after, because I don't remember what happened after. Like, I don't know if I slept all day or what happened, but I just remember, like, the sun was coming up when I came inside, and I made a video of me, like, twerking, like, on Snapchat. I still have it to this day. I might add it in there. I look good as fuck. Like, this outfit is good, but I'm just waking up. Y'all, I had a crazy ass night. I'm not even gonna post this, so I don't know why I'm saying y'all, but I'm just doing this for my memory. Bitch, I was fucked up. I blacked the fuck out, y'all. I saw nothing but whites. Like, people was playing with me. Like, what the fuck? This outfit though. Cute, right? Yes. Oh, okay. Snapchat updating where you can put it down and still record. This is cute. This is really cute. But yeah, so it was just like, bruh. Ultimately, y'all, I just want those gays out there who are experiencing Pride for the first time to be safe, because there are still more Prides coming, and you know, we prideful every day, so we gonna always look good and do us. So for those out there who are going to Pride for the first time or just experiencing different things, be safe. Try not to go alone. Please try not to go alone. And if you do, have your locations on, have some type of, you know, weapons on you at all times, and just try to stay hydrated no matter what you do, whether you're drinking alcohol, whether you're smoking weed, or whatever other drugs, you know, no judgment. Whatever other drugs you're doing, just try to stay hydrated, and electrolytes. Okay? So those are very imperative to having a good experience with Pride, okay? Your BC powder before, Tylenol before you go to sleep, electrolytes, all of that shit. Like, make sure you are good and make sure you feel safe. Make sure you are not alone. Make sure you are with people that you trust and you can call anyone to come get you, because that is very important. And with that, I just learned that, like, one, I can go to Pride alone. I just don't need to get one that fucked up. Know the fucking limit, but also know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, why the fuck would I get a fucking blunt from strangers that I don't even know what the fuck was in it and have this wild ass, dumbass, whack ass night? Like, that was probably one of the worst prides I've ever had. Let's be honest. Like, Pride 2018 here in Los Angeles was probably one of the worst prides for me. But I learned from it. And I was like, yeah, I'm never going to Pride alone, one. But I'm also never taking, like, anything from strangers. And, like, if it is a stranger, I'm just like, look, what is in this? And even then, I wouldn't even still believe him. So I'm just like, just don't take it at all. Like, if you don't trust it, just don't take it, okay? Just don't take it. And just do you. Bring your own shit, okay? Bring your own weed, bring your own bottles, bring your own whatever. And do you. That's it. Because it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. And, yeah, just be safe. Be safe in whatever you do, because you just never know. You just never fucking know. But all in all, hopefully this helps someone out there who's going to a Pride for the first time and experiencing different situations. If you need any other tips, let me know, because I'm trying to think of all of them right now. I think those are the main points that I can hit. Just don't go alone. Make sure you have your own shit. Don't take shit from strangers. Common sense. But yeah, and have your locations on. That's important. Make sure you have a charger or be able to charge your phone, and have some type of weapons, because now, y'all, I have a knife, I have a taser, and I have a motherfucking pepper spray, okay? Only thing I don't have is a gun. But I gotta learn the license and everything here, registration and shit here in California, because I don't know their rules and shit. But yeah, stay strapped up one way or another. Even if it's not with a gun, with something else, period. Keep something on you at all times, okay? But yeah, and just for different things like that, like I had, it's just so many different situations. Like, it was just really fucked up. Like, I felt like, oh shit, at a point in time, I really felt like I was dying. And then it went to a creep situation where it was like, you're using me, but it's not like that. And then it's just so much confusion, and I was just lost. I was like, why is this happening to me right now? I don't understand. But nevertheless, all in all, if your crown ever falls, pick it up and learn that lesson. Peace, love, and blessings. This is Royalty Rye, and he says goodbye.